So first thing is what is the throttling? So here throttling is basically it's allowed to control the number of successful hits to an API during a given period. Exactly whenever you are making any API, okay, so consumer will come over here and they will consume the API. Then throttling policy is basically it's allowed to users for successfully hitting. If successfully hit, means we can say consumer can consume API successfully. So throttling is important for the allowing the number of users for successfully getting the request, and also it's responsible for the number of users, how many number of users is capturing this API. That is also important into this throttling. Now just this is the first point, to protect your APIs from common types of security attacks, such as certain types of denial of services attacks. So it will also protect from the API, means just in terms of the security. It's provide the security for if which person can access this API. So security is also important, because sometimes they are not making security point of view. Then if you are calling that URL, you can see the sometimes if you call the URL, it show the some error message, but exactly you did not find out why its error message is coming. So exactly that is just we can say the unsuccessful of API. Yeah, we can say the it's not success, it's we can say it's denial of services, we can say, because it's not subscribing properly. Now second thing is here, to regulate the traffic according to infrastructure availability. So it will regulate the traffic according to infrastructure, because sometimes you can see the infrastructure is different. Sometimes it's running under maybe cloud, sometimes it's running on some another server, any other servers, not the cloud infrastructure. So it may be the different based on that server availability. It also regulate the traffic based on the server availability, means what yes, infrastructure is here, many different protocols is here, many operating system is here. So that is also the have the big roles for the infrastructure. Now third thing is here, to make an API application or a resource available to a consumer at different levels of service, usually for monetization purpose. Okay, so if you are making the API, you always think about the monetization basically, because the monetizations is important. Because if it is an internal purpose, then it is a use, but it's less use, we can say. But if we are going for the use perspective, so monetization is important. So these are the three main things that is important for the throttling. That is a, we can say that this is the aim for the throttling, means the goal for the throttling. So why we are going with the throttling. So that is the, based on these three rules, we need to make the policies. Now, if we talk about the throttling in the WSO2 APIM, so based on central policy servers called traffic manager. So based on the central policy servers like the traffic manager, so traffic manager is responsible for this throttling always. It makes the policy, and based on that policy, every API will be work. Then second thing is it's include a powerful Siddhi runtime based decision engine. Siddhi is just one we can say that engine, whenever you are going for that runtime, then it will take the decision which policy is sent to which means sorry means a number of requests is coming, so which request is going on to which servers. That time also it's take the decisions, because number of servers is here, so the particular request should be go on the that server, particular server. So decision, it's take the decision. Now third thing is flexibility to design throttling policy based on the request count, bandwidth, roles, billing plans, custom policy, and so on. So flexibility is depend on this policy based on the request count. Request count is important first thing, because if number of requests, how it will handle, it is important. Second thing is the bandwidth. How many users is uh, means based on the particular bandwidth, because sometimes it's a issue of the speed. So bandwidth is important for the speed, because you are calling that API. Then bandwidth is related to speeds. Then second, then roles, which type of roles you are accessing the API. Then billing plans, what plans you are using, like the bronze plan, the gold plan. Based on the plans also it's subscribed. Then custom policies. Custom policy means whatever the policy you made for this throttling. So throttling policy is also important for this thing. Custom policy you are making like that, just you want only just 5,000 users for your policy. It's just one within 1 second, just 500 requests, 5,000 requests will come, and that will be survive. So that is also you can define into this custom policies some rules, regulations. Then last is the supports throttling as well as instantaneous blocking of requests. It supports throttling as well as instantaneous blocking. Means it's not depend on the any instance. If any problem, blocking of request is coming, means a request is blocking, then it will help for that. It's make some throttling policies for that.
Well, I guess I remember that instantaneous blockage is for certain rules, means it will block without asking for counts and anything like this. So if you, for example, apply rule blocking on IP, then this call will be blocked instantaneously without asking any further layers. It is because if you are having denial DDoS attacks, so basically some DDoS attacks are getting from some bot farms and bot clouds, and these DDoS attacks are say very powerful, because you get a lot of calls with from distributed places. So then it's important to have a possibility to block this request very soon. So for example, you can block it by some kind of header, or by some kind of group of IPs, or some kind of name, or some kind of user agent. Then it will filter out much quicker bots, which is sometimes it is important, because if you get DDoS attack, it can DDoS even very powerful network equipment and very powerful farms. So
network bandwidth also important here. And one more thing is here, we can say whenever the server is down, then that type of events happen exactly.
Yes, in my previous job, I was managing big network, so we had sometimes big attacks. So therefore, we get some insights how these attacks are organized and how to deal with attacks. Of course, they were not very serious for us because our network is quite powerful, but nevertheless, sometimes it happens that if you have one or two servers which are serving normal users, then it's very easy to put them down, even by using a lot of users requesting some stupid things like refreshing a page every 5 seconds or something
Yes,
like
yes, yes. A browser issue like that, cache, sometimes cache. So any issues maybe arise. It's not based on, we can't say the total responsibility of server. It's also the sometimes the client side also have some problem. So
that.
because if you are sending the request, also it's not accepting. Maybe
Yes.
it's related to issue cache, anything maybe issue. So blocking of requests maybe a different reason, many reasons for the blocking of requests. Already you told, already you discussed. Now features and concepts of throttling. There are 3 levels in throttling: API or resource level, first one. Second is the subscription level. Third is the application level. Okay, so API or resource level throttling means just for the resource related things. Means sometimes this resource is not available, like the servers sites some issues related to the resource. So that time we can say the resource level. Subscription level, how many users will subscribe. A subscription related issue may be any issue. It's also for the authentication or authorizations related things also in subscription level issue. Then application level issue. Application means if its application is not correctly working, whenever you are sending the request, you are fetching the response, that time also these are the 3 types of levels in throttling. Then conditional throttling based on the HTTP header, query parameters, JWTs, and IPs. IP related things, query parameters related things, also the JWTs and HTTP headers. So that type of means we can say the conditional throttling is based on this all the thing. Now blacklisting. If you are blacklisting the APIs, applications, IPs, and user, you are if you are blacklisted, that time also the APIs is not working properly, smoothly. Applications, IPs, and users also. Then burst controlling. Burst controlling means sometimes it's happen whenever the number of the resource is not available, number of the request is going, there's a handler is not properly responsive. This thing also the number of load balancer is not working properly. That time the burst controlling situation is happen. Then backend throttling. Backend throttling also is important here. Backend sites, you need to fix the policies for this because everything is here for API is depend on the backend. Third thing is the custom policies. We need to make some custom policies also for this thing.